Hi all, welcome to the session on SAP ABAP. This session will learn about Ricefw. Any ABAP consultant must be knowing Ricefw, that is part of core ABAP. What is Ricefw? Each word identifies a particular technical area in ABAP. R is for reports, I is for interfaces, C is for conversion, E for enhancements, F is for forms, and W is for workflow. So the first letter from all these different object types has been taken to define RISEF-W. We'll go to each object type in detail to understand when we'll be developing that type of object. Reports. In the business scenario, when we want to develop a program where we'll be giving some input on the screen and we want to see some output after processing. So if you want to give some input on selection screen on the screen and you want to see output, those types of programs are called report programs. This program shows you a report based on your selection. Like you want to know how many products in my company, how what is the sales figures, or you want to see my aging report, how many products are lying more than 1 week, more than 2 months in the store, not being sold. You want a report to understand the salary information of all your employees or the geographical location of the employees by region, how many employees were. So all different types of report. If you want from SAP system, you can develop a report program. Report programs are three types. One is classical report. You give input, program gives the output. Interactive report, same like classical, but you can interact on the output. Well, how you can interact? Once the program shows the output, you can filter, sort, download, change the output. So as you can interact on the output, so that report is called interactive. Classical is basic input and output. Once output is displayed, that's final. You cannot change it. But in interactive, you can interact on it. Even you can change it as well. ALV, ALV is also interactive, but we have standard functionalities to give the interactive functionality. We no need to code for it. We no need to program for it. So interactive report and ALV report differences both gives interactivity, but we mostly in ALV these features are inbuilt. So the interactive we get it by just following the SAP process, like using a proper function module or defined method. Interactivity is by default. Next, we'll go to interfaces. What is interface? In your enterprise landscape, in the company or the customer you'll be working, it is not that the customer will have only SAP system. It can have other technology-based system as well. For example, in SAP system, all core business functions work, but there are other technology developed apps developed in other technology that to collect time information or collect payment information. And the end, those information is fed to SAP system. So in that case, what happens? There are different applications. Those are sending and receiving data to and from SAP. SAP has so many ways to cater to this requirement. SAP can deliver a file to outside applications or non-SAP applications. It can also receive file from non-SAP application. File-based interfaces are very common, very popular, and easy to build out. There can be a business application programming interface, BAPI. There are ALE, IDOC, another method where the data will be exchanged in terms of packets, having data record, control information, and status information. So that we can use even ALE, IDOC to mm, send data and receive data to and from. We can have proxy whenever we have SAP PI system in between. So we can have proxies in our system to develop. We can also build web services, very popular and common. We can also build APIs or database APIs. So there are different ways, various ways we can build interfaces. So this section, when we discuss about interfaces in particular, we may develop any of these objects. We are not limited to developing a file. We can go for BAPI, you can go for ALI doc, you can go for proxy, web services, APIs. So there are various ways we can build interfaces. The objective interface is exchanging information to non-SAP and sending data and receiving data. It can be outbound from SAP towards outside non-SAP, or it can be inbound from non-SAP towards SAP. Then comes conversion. Conversion is nothing but data. It talks about data, converting the data. Whenever you have SAP, for the first time, you need to have your legacy data, old data to be moved to SAP system, or in day-to-day business scenario, sometimes there are requirements where you need to load data to SAP. So the conversion is like it's kind of loading the data. It can be internal conversion. Internal conversion is data is there in SAP and you want to convert from one format to other format, say from XML to CSV or any other format. External means data is outside SAP system in a flat file or any other way, and we need to load to the system. You can load programmatically using BDC, batch data conversion, or we can use without programming a tool, LSMW. So you can use either LSMW or BDC. So conversion, when we learn conversion, we'll be learning different techniques to load data from non-SAP system to SAP or convert data inside SAP from one format to other format. Then come enhancement. In enhancement section, we'll be developing where there are gaps. What are the gaps? SAP has given a solution, but no solution is 100% perfect. So the solution given by SAP, it may happen that not fully cater to the client's requirement. SAP might be giving some features, but client might be expecting some more features. There can be a gap between what customer is expecting and what SAP has delivered. So when there's a gap, those gaps will be fulfilling with additional developments. Those are called enhancement. Enhancement is to identify and fulfill the gap. The gap means the gap between what SAP delivers and what customer is expecting. We can develop, we can use user exits, customer exits, or bodies. These are the ways we can enhance. Remember, we cannot enhance anything and everything in SAP. We can enhance those technical objects where SAP has given an option to enhance. Then comes workflow. Earlier, workflow was not part of the core, but nowadays it is being part of the core. So whenever you claim that you know above, so the definite expectation is you must be knowing Ricefw. In W is workflow is to automate business processes. Workflow where the name is flow of work from one person to other person. To ensure to save time, to have the process organized, better control, to better audit the system, who has done the work, when the person has done the work, what work has been done, where the work has been done. So it's all WH questions will be answered, will be done in this workplace. Very interesting topic where you will have an opportunity to build processes, to automate processes, and have deadlines for the process, escalation process, control process, and a lot more in the workflow. So automation. So these are all concepts in core above Ricefw. We'll go each subject and we'll developing programs and learning further about that. But this session objective is we understand what exactly is Ricefw. If someone asks what is Ricefw, we should be able to, we should be in a position to explain. A Ricefw, each letter has one types of object and it has some business objective. If you want reports, we can develop. If you want programs that will exchange information from SAP to non-SAP, no problem. Develop interfaces. If you want to load data to SAP, you can go for anything technical objects of type conversion. If you want to identify the gap between what customer expecting and SAP delivered, you want to fulfill that, you can go for enhancement. If you want to develop any output formats like invoices, letters, and say uh, sales orders. So any offer letter, appointment letter, any letter, billing, invoicing, any type of letter, you can go for forms. And if you want to automate business activities, you can also develop SAP business workflow. So this is all about Ricefw. Thank you all.